Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a collection of 10 pretty famous miracles. And we're not just going to list them off. No, we're going to dig deeper to see what they're really all about, what they're trying to tell us when you look at them all together. So let's start with the big question, right? What actually makes an event a miracle? As we explore these narratives, you're going to see a pattern emerge, a theme of extraordinary power over, well, everything. The physical world, our own personal struggles, and yep, even over life and death itself. All right, so here's how we're going to break it down today. We'll start with mastery over the physical world, then move on to healing the body and soul, then power over life and death, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with the ultimate message these stories point to. Okay, let's jump right in with our first theme, mastery over the physical world. We're talking about stories that seem to just break the rules of nature, altering the very laws of scarcity and the elements. So picture this. You're at a wedding, the party's in full swing, and they run out of wine. I mean, back then, that's a huge deal, a total social disaster. But then, almost behind the scenes, these big jars of plain old water are turned into the best wine of the night. The crisis is completely averted. It's this incredible display of power over the very substance of things. Okay, so that theme of scarcity, it comes up again, but this time the scale is just massive. Imagine you've got this enormous crowd of people, and they're all hungry, and all you've got to work with is 5 loaves of bread. And to go with that bread, just 2 small fish. I mean, it's basically nothing. It's an impossible situation, right? Especially when you consider you've got 5,000 people. Let that sink in for a second. 5,000. The math just doesn't work. There is absolutely no logical way this should be possible, but the outcome, it's incredible. Everyone ate, and not just a little bite either. They ate until they were completely full. And get this, there were baskets of leftovers. This story just smashes the whole concept of scarcity, transforming a situation of not enough into way more than enough. So, we've seen power over scarcity, but what about power over the raw forces of nature? Well, here we've got a scene of just total chaos. A boat full of people caught in a terrifying storm on the Sea of Galilee. We're talking howling wind, massive waves, the kind of storm where you think, this is it, we're going down. And then, right in the middle of all that panic and fear, you hear 3 simple words. Peace, be still. And just like that, silence. The storm just stops. The wind vanishes. The water goes completely calm. It's a stunning display of absolute authority over the elements. And this theme pops up again in a really similar situation. The disciples are out on the water, struggling against another storm, and then they see Jesus walking towards them, on top of the water, just walking on the churning waves like it's a paved road. It's another one of those moments where a force of chaos is completely mastered. Okay, so that's mastery over the outside world. Now let's shift focus and look inward to miracles of human restoration, healing both the body and the soul. This one's a really powerful story about physical healing. We have a man who was born blind. Think about that. He's never seen a face, a color, the sky. And then, through this simple process, some mud, washing in a pool, he can see for the very first time. It's not just about fixing his eyes. It's about giving him an entirely new world. And, healing isn't just about the body. This next story is about restoring what you might call mental or spiritual peace. You have these people who were described as being tormented, in deep distress and confusion. And with just a command, they're freed from it. They become calm, their minds clear. It's a different kind of restoration, but just as profound. All right, now we're getting into the really big stuff, the miracles that deal with the ultimate boundary, the one thing that seems untouchable, the line between life and death. This one is a little different. It's called the Transfiguration, and it's not about healing or controlling nature. It's about a revelation. Up on a mountain, Jesus' whole appearance is said to have changed. His face shines like the sun. His clothes become dazzling white. It's described as this moment where 3 of his closest followers get a brief, breathtaking glimpse of a heavenly reality, something beyond our normal world. Now, this next one is interesting because it's basically a living parable. There's this fig tree that looks healthy but has no fruit on it, and it's commanded to just wither and die. It serves as this really stark visual lesson about the importance of a life that's not just for show, but one that actually produces good things, a life of faith and action.
4. Days. This number is so important. When Jesus shows up, his friend Lazarus has been dead in the tomb for 4 full days. In that time and place, there was zero ambiguity. He was gone. All hope was completely lost.
And then, Jesus just calls out his name, a simple, direct command. Lazarus, come out. And to the absolute shock of everyone there, a man who had been dead for 4 days walks out of his own tomb, alive. This is presented as the ultimate claim, authority not just over storms or sickness, but over death itself. And that powerful display over death leads us directly to our final section, the one story that's presented as the cornerstone for everything else. So, after everything we've just talked about, the story turns inward. After Jesus himself is publicly crucified and buried, the story takes its most dramatic turn. Day 1, he's dead. Day 3, the tomb is empty. And then soon after, he starts appearing to his followers, not as a ghost, but alive. And this is really the whole point. The resurrection isn't just one more miracle on the list. It's presented as the ultimate miracle, the ultimate victory. It's meant to be the final proof that love and life are, in fact, stronger than death. So when you step back and look at all of these stories together, what's the big takeaway? From turning water into wine, to calming storms, to raising the dead, the source material really presents them as a single powerful message. A message of hope, a message of love, and the promise that no matter what, new beginnings are always possible. And that's where we'll end our explainer, but I want to leave you with this question to think about. Whatever your personal beliefs are, what is it about a story that defies the impossible, that gives it such lasting power? What makes these narratives continue to resonate thousands of years later?